Hey guys, it's Mason with First and Finishing, and today we're talking about powder cloud control using any of your Electron Plus 3 Pro units. So there's 5 different things that can really impact your powder cloud control. The first one's fluidization, so we'll start with that. Whether you're using a box feed system like this, a small hopper on a bear kit like this, or a big 50-pound hopper on a hopper system, fluidization is all very important, so let's first start with the box feed. On the box feed system, it should look something like this when the trigger's pulled, and you can adjust that using this regulator here by turning it up or turning it down. On a hopper system, it should look something like this where it's just bubbling up on the surface. Now that we have our fluidization under control, we can talk about our air control going to the pump using this regulator here and right here. On the Plus 3 Pro system, it's actually a little easier to understand how these regulators control the air and the powder cloud output, but basically this regulator represents the air in this line, and this red regulator here represents the air in this line. So when you take a look at our pump, this red line comes in here and makes a hard 90-degree turn blowing back this way. That's what creates the suction, and this black line blows air around the pump insert on the inside there, and that's what blows all that powder all the way through your powder hose and out of your gun. So you're going to use a combination of both these regulators to get your desired powder cloud output, so I'll show you some examples. So starting with both regulators all the way closed, you're going to pull the trigger, and you're going to slowly open up this black one first. Get it at maybe 10 psi like that, just barely lifting the needle, and that's all you need for now. Next, go over to your red one, slowly start turning it up. There we go. So, got a little bit of powder. You can see here, really not that bad of powder cloud, a little heavy, but it also has quite a bit of velocity behind it. It's really pushing out there. So I'd come over here and turn this one down a bit. And that looks pretty good. So if you want a little bit more powder, turn up your red just like that. Still looking really good. And you can go even more and more like this, and then, especially if you want to spray a lot of powder, spray it fast, something like this looks good too. But you also have the option to spray really fine clouds too by turning this down, and you get something like that. That's pretty good. See if we can get much lower. There we go. Let go. Still have a nice consistent cloud even on the low end like that. So that's how you use these regulators in correlation with each other. You need to make sure they're somewhat close to each other, because if one's way higher than the other one, it can cause issues like spitting and surging. Now we're going to talk about different tips that you can put on your Electron gun. It comes standard with a flat spray like this, but it also has this little multi-spray adapter that you can slide on top of it like this, and it has 3 levels to it. So where it's all the way open, cuts off a little bit so it no longer has those side exits, and then it can even go really fine point like that. So here are a few examples of each. Instead of the flat spray, they also have a deflector nozzle like this with 3 different levels of diffusers, so I'll show you what those look like. So now that you know which tip you want to use, let's talk about the 5th thing, which is the rinsing line. First things first, let's turn these regulators all the way down. The rinsing air on the Plus 3 Pro is controlled with this flow valve right here. So when you pull this trigger, that allows the rinsing air to come out. So you're going to hold it down, and you should feel just barely any air. So mine's honestly a little too heavy right now, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. Need to, you can loosen this nut there, and then tighten it down. You should barely feel it here. You can barely hear it. And then you're good. Lastly, make sure your filter is set between 80 to 100 psi. 80 for more of our custom coaters that use smaller clouds. 100 for more of the high production, high volume coaters. So that's it on how to control the powder cloud using any of the Electron Plus 3 Pro M's. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to contact me or check out our website at firstandfinishing.net. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.